All right, welcome back, YouTube. So they finally released patch notes for the nerfs and buffs that they teased, and so we're on the patch notes for the official Blizzard website. So we're just going to kind of go over this and see what they said. But patch 26.0.4 is only patch that includes bug fixes and balance changes. Standard, wild, battlegrounds, and duels, Hearthstone updates. Overall, pretty happy with the meta diversity and power and standard right now, which I don't agree with that. There are a few outliers that we're looking to rein in this patch, but the bigger focus is raising power level of some of the other new Festival of Legends archetypes and decks, stuff like that. Yep, okay, sure. All deathknight cards with 3 runes are removed from all discover pools and generation effects. Okay. That's fine too, I guess. I guess a lot of people were like, roughly having that idea for the deck, but or for the class that they would do that. But let's see. Long cards have been adjusted to be less powerful. Rowdy Fan, +3. Yeah, everyone was kind of making that assumption with that. That's fine. Frigidara, they just changed the attack to it. I don't like that. I wish they made it 7 mana. I think slowing down Frigidara is the right thing to do for that. Twig of the World Tree, refresh your mana crystals. Okay, yeah, that's exactly what I thought they would do for it. Okay, so the buffs. Okay, so it's going to 3 mana. That's really crazy for Voon. Actually, I kind of like that. Change the mana to 1. That's fine. 5 mana. Okay, that's kind of what I was assuming for all that stuff. But they're making it a 2/3. Okay, I feel like Power Slider was fine the way it was, but yeah, I don't know. And then reduced it down to 2 mana. Okay, that's fine. Just gave it 3 HP for the frightened flunky. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. I mean, I feel like Shield Block was always pretty consistent for 3 mana. You gain 5 armor and draw a card, but it being 2 mana now is pretty crazy. So Menagerie Warrior is probably going to come back now, just judging by this and this. I don't know how Bridge Rift will actually, come to be, but being able to play this on turn 5 will probably feel pretty solid. They didn't change the stats at all to the Rocker or the other guy, but that's fine too. So let's see. For Thor Balor, now this made it to cast 1 fire spell for it. That's fine. Warrior had 2 major themes, expansion, menagerie, and rifts, and neither of them land at the level we hoped for launch. We buffed these Festival of Legend cards to give those themes a chance. We're also buffing some older cards to support the class generally. Shield Block is a card we now hope can be a dimensional, powerful card that represents what Warrior is about. We'll continue to monitor the class for these adjustments, determine if further changes are needed down the line. Sure, that's fine. Discovery spell reduces cost by 1. Finale returns to your hand. Okay, that's kind of an interesting effect. Infinitize the Maxitude is getting that buff as well. That's cool. I definitely don't mind that. I think that makes the card a little bit more useful now and makes Mage more inclined to play it. So that's definitely cool. Audio Splitter, making it go down from 3 mana 4/3 to 2 mana 3/2. Same effect. I think that's fine. I think this will make Mech Mage a little bit more consistent now, actually, because you're going to get more frozen touches a lot more faster now. This is cool. Old 5 for the Spine Lash Siren, old 5 mana to attack 6 HP, and they reverted it back down to its original stat line from when it first came out, which is cool. Okay, they made it a 1 mana 1/3 for the Arcane Artificer, so buffed it up to 1/3. Sure. Mage got 2 major focuses in Festival of Legends, Light Show and DJ Manstorm. Audio Splitter and Infinitize the Maxitude can both fit into those decks and others, so we hope these changes can help open up the class. As for the reversion to Spinelash Siren, what more can we say other than Naga spell Naga? Sure. Ooh, that's a really nice buff. This going down to 8 mana is kind of crazy. Now, does that change the the outlook of what Big Beast Hunter does? I don't think so, because by turn 8 you probably haven't had that many big beasts died. You maybe had like 1 or 2, so maybe it's solid. But I think that's a good buff for it. I'll try some Hybrid Hunter or Big Hunter out again with this new card and see how it feels. Horon Blight Blang, old Battlecry, give all arcane spells in your deck spell damage +1. Give all arcane spells in your hand and deck +1 for the new Battlecry. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's not bad. Like Infinicized Maxitude, Stranglethorn Heart is underperforming. We're giving them both buffs because we want the legendary spells to feel better in open play, but we're also buffing Halderon, however you pronounce it, to give some help to Arcane Hunter package that has never had a chance to shine. That's fine too. Jazz Bass, old 2 attack, 2 durability, new attack, 3 attack, or new 3 attack, 2 durability. That's fine. I think that'll just make the Overload Shaman just happen a little bit more faster, which I'll try to Overload Shaman and see how that feels with it. I think they could have made it 2 mana too, in my opinion, but give it the Fiery War Axe stats. Altered Cord, old lifesteal, deal 5 damage to minion, cost 3 less if you're overloaded. They just, made it +1 more damage. I think that's a good change for it. Wow, okay. So old for the Flow Riders, 2 mana, 3 attack, 2 health. New is 1 attack, or 1 mana, 2 attack, 1 HP. And it discovers a spell from your deck. I think that's fine. Be able to drop it down when you're overloaded. It'll make the playing it a little bit easier. Oh, they did make that change. So I was kind of speculating that they're going to change, or they're going to buff Lightning Storm to only overload 1. I think that's a really good change. So yeah, I think Overload Shaman is going to come back a little bit. The new Overload Shaman deck has not performed the way we wanted or expected it to, so we're giving help all these changes. Lightning Storm also puts it better in line with the current 3 or 4 cost AoE spells. Yeah, I think that's a really good change. I feel like Shaman's AoE spell was kind of, on the low tier of what it could do, but that's really nice. So I definitely think Overload Shaman will see a little bit more play. They definitely sped up the deck on what it could do a little bit faster, so I think you could expect to see Overload Shaman a little bit more when this releases. Crescendo, old mana, so it's old 3 mana, new is 2 mana. That's fine. They went from 5 to 4/5 to a 4 mana 3/4. They're trying to speed up the fatigue package, which I really don't know how I feel about these buffs. Like, I don't know if this is really going to impact Fatigue Warlock. I think Thaddeus Warlock and Control Warlock and any other just pure Imp Warlock without these cards in it will still do a little bit better. Ooh, Siphon Soul's going down to 4 mana though. That might make Control Warlock come back a bit better. Warlock is one of the weakest classes in the game right now, so we're giving it some buffs in its new fatigue package. Also buffing bumping up Siphon Soul, which we think should help the class a little more generally. That's fine. With Warlock, I mean, I think with the Siphon Soul buff, you could see Control Warlock come back a little bit more, and just, Thaddeus Warlock will have a better removal spell now. I really don't know how I feel about the fatigue package getting a buff like that, but maybe Crazed Conductor and just, the pure imps with this added onto it might make it a little more aggressive, and so I think that might get ran in just, Rafam Imp Warlock, but I don't think Fatigue Imp Warlock is going to be a thing. So for Rogue, Record Scratcher, old's 2 attack, 2 durability, it just now has 3 attack. I don't think that's really going to, change how this is getting played. This needs to be reduced in cost, I think. It needs to go down to like 2 or 1 mana to make it work with what, the combo cards to, get their mana refresh, but it is what it is. Oh, they changed the MC Blingtron stats too. Okay, so it's old as a 3 attack, 4 HP, 5 attack, 5 health now. I really think they should have changed the microphone a bit, or maybe made it still a bit cheaper. They could have made it a 3 mana 3/4, and I still think that would have been a better change than just giving it the stats it should have deserved for a 5 cost guy. And it's not necessarily a win condition either, because I thought it was going to be a win condition with Garrote Rogue, but Garrote Rogue hasn't seen any play. And MC Blingtron is just really not going to see any play either. It is really good when you get it discovered off of Mech Mage and play MC Blingtron with your with the Mecha Sharks, but yeah, it's not going to do anything for the Rogue class at all. But Dev has some pretty good Rogue has some pretty good decks right now, especially at the higher level. We didn't want to further strengthen those existing decks, but we did want to give them some more opportunity from their Festival of Legends sets, which is fine. Okay, so for Priest, Holy Nova, old is 4 mana, deal 2 to all enemy minions, restore 2 to all friendly character. That's fine. They just drop down the mana cost, deal 2 damage to all enemies, restore 2 HP to all friendly characters. Yep, so nothing changed there, just stats. I think that's really good. I think that gives Priest a better survivability against those pure paladins, the Frost aggro, Death Knights, the Rush Demon Hunter too. And then so for Druid, Kiri, Chosen of Elune, just reduce its mana down to 1. I think they could have adjusted the stats to make it feel a little bit better when you play it, but Yeah, I don't think that's going to get played at all. And then Death Blossom Womper. Old 6 mana, 7 attack, 6 HP. New 5 mana, 6 attack, 5 HP. I mean, I think that's fine, but yeah, I really don't know what to expect with Druid if they're trying to bring back the Death Rattle Druid. I saw a little bit of play when it first came out with the Castle of Nthadris, or however you pronounce it, that other set with Denathrius that came out in it, but it wasn't too particularly strong. But see, the devs comments for this is Druid is one of the classes that has seen a lot of new Festival Legend cards seen play, and we're pretty happy with the expansion set set has landed, or where its expansion set has landed. We're taking this opportunity to set a higher bar for the core set and to encourage more of the cool Death Rattle support the class got from Murder at Castle Nathria. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say earlier for that card. Yeah, I mean, these are all right buffs. I think Warrior is going to see a big spike in usage. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, I guess that change to the Frost Death Knight will make it a little bit better. So that means that Frost aggro can't discover more Frost worms, which means that they're only going to be able to have 2. Bloodrune Death Knight won't be able to discover Vampiric Blood or Soul Stealer. And then, I mean, Unholy Death Knight couldn't even discover Morgar at all, but now it won't be able to discover Grave Strength, which is fine. You know, I think that's a fine nerf to it. I think that's going to level out the deck a bit, but those classes will still be very powerful. I definitely think that they should have went 7 mana. I don't care about Wild. I'm really excited for the buffs. I'm going to play a lot more of the Menagerie Warrior for sure, and also Control Warrior too. And I'll try out some more mages stuff. I'm going to try out the DJ Mana Storm OTK deck here soon. Try out some Hybrid Hunter, maybe try Arcane Hunter too. I'll definitely play some Overload Shaman as well. I think these are all fair buffs and everything like that. I think some of them are just a little meh. I'm happy for the Holy Nova buff, because now it's on par with Hellfire and Lightning Storm a bit better. But yeah, Druid just kind of got the short end of it, but I think Druid was fine. It has a solid like Tony deck, and Hero Power Druid is decently all right. But yeah, so here's my buffs and nerfs patch note video. Let me know what you guys think of the changes and everything like that in the comments below, and if you would have liked to see something buffed or nerfed. Be sure to like and subscribe.